Date night conversation topics. This talk explores meaningful and simple conversation ideas for couples on a date night. Number 1. The power of simple questions. Sometimes, a quiet evening with someone you care about can mean more than a grand event. It's not the food or the setting that matters most, it's the conversation. Words connect hearts, and the right questions can open doors to understanding. But in many relationships, couples don't always know how to start that kind of talk. This chapter gives you the kind of questions that help you slow down, listen well, and grow closer. Start with simple questions like, "What was the best part of your day?" This question shows you care. It gives the other person a chance to relive something good. And when they answer, listen. Don't rush to speak. Let them feel seen. Next, you can ask, "What's something you've always wanted to try?" This sparks dreams. It tells you what they hope for. You might find new things to do together, or just smile knowing what makes them light up. You don't need deep topics right away. Some people open up slowly. That's okay. A date night is not a test. It's time to enjoy each other. Keep your tone soft. Keep your eyes kind. Then move a little deeper. Try, "What makes you feel most loved?" This one matters. Everyone has their own way of feeling love. Some need words. Some need touch. Some just want you near. When you ask this, you're not just making talk, you're learning how to love better. If you've been together for a long time, don't assume you already know the answers. People grow, feelings change. What worked last year may not work now. Questions like these help you stay close through every season. Another good one is, what's a memory from childhood that shaped you? This opens a window into who they were before you knew them. It builds empathy. You'll learn what shaped their fears, their strengths, their way of seeing the world. Some couples avoid these talks because they fear silence or strong emotions. But silence is not a threat, it's space. And emotion is not weakness, it's truth. One of the most honest questions is, what are you worried about right now? This doesn't make the night heavy, it makes it real. Life is not always light, and knowing that someone will sit with you in your worry, without trying to fix it, is a gift. That's what love does. You can end with something light again. Ask, if we could go anywhere next month, where would you choose? Dreams keep love alive. You may not have the money now, but the shared dream still builds joy. It reminds you that life is bigger than bills and chores. Here's the truth. Most people are longing for someone to ask them good questions. We want to be heard without being judged. We want someone who waits for our answers. Date night is a chance to be that kind of person. Let your phone rest. Let the world wait. The one in front of you matters most. You don't have to be clever. You don't have to be funny. You just have to be present. So the next time you sit across the table, remember this. Love listens. Love asks. Love stays. And in the quiet space of shared words, something strong begins to grow. Number 2. Navigating tough conversations with care. Not every conversation on a date night feels light or easy. Sometimes things sit quietly between two people. Unspoken worries, past hurts, unmet needs. These don't go away just because we avoid them. And while date night is a space for joy, it can also be a safe place for honesty. In this chapter, we'll talk about how to bring up harder topics without breaking the connection. First, let's be honest. Everyone brings something into a relationship. It might be a past experience, a fear of being left, or a habit that the other person finds hard to live with. At some point, these things will rise to the surface, and when they do, what matters most is how you respond. Start with gentleness. If something has been bothering you, don't save it for a fight. Bring it up when both of you are calm, not hungry or distracted. A quiet meal or a walk together can create the right space. You might say, "There's something on my heart I'd like to share. I want us to talk about it, not to argue, but to understand each other." That alone changes the tone. It tells the other person you want connection, not control. Use I statements, not blame. "I feel unheard when I talk and you check your phone," is better than "you never listen to me." The first shows vulnerability. The second builds walls. Be ready to listen too. Don't just wait for your turn to talk. Hear their side, even if it's uncomfortable. Love means creating space for another person's truth. Here's a key principle. Aim to understand. Some date nights might uncover deep things. One of you might cry, one of you might get quiet. That's okay. Emotions are part of being human. What matters is how you hold each other in that space. Tough conversations also reveal what you're building. Are you building trust or fear? Are you helping the other person feel safe to share again or shutting them down? Let's say your partner says, "I feel distant from you lately." Your instinct might be to defend yourself. Instead, pause. Ask, "Can you help me understand what's made you feel that way?" Now you're moving toward each other, not away. Honesty doesn't have to hurt. When done in love, it heals. You may not fix everything in one night, and that's okay. What matters is that you begin. There are also times when silence speaks. If someone is not ready to talk, don't force it. Just say, "I'm here when you're ready. We can carry this together." If you both commit to facing things instead of burying them, your relationship becomes stronger. Use date nights to ask these heart check questions. Is there anything I've done lately that made you feel unloved? What's one thing we could do better as a couple? What's one fear you have about us? Again, these aren't meant to ruin the night. They're meant to make sure your love is real. Not just nice pictures and laughs, but deep, rooted love that lasts. There's a quiet beauty in knowing you can talk about anything and still be loved. Tough talks test your bond, but if you speak with grace and listen with care, you'll come out stronger. So as you share food or sit in a parked car or take a walk under stars, don't fear hard words. Let them come. Let them shape you. Because a love that avoids truth cannot grow. A love that embraces both joy and pain becomes unshakable. And in that, you find something rare, a partner, not just for now, but for life. Number 3, keeping the spark alive through meaningful conversation. Time changes everything, even in love. At first, conversation flows without effort. Everything feels new. You ask about favorite colors, childhood stories, future dreams. You laugh at the same jokes and stay up late talking about nothing. But as time passes, routines settle in. You talk about bills, chores, and schedules. The sparkle fades, not because you stopped loving each other, but because you stopped being curious. In this chapter, we'll talk about how to keep your conversations fresh, meaningful, and full of life, even after months or years of being together. Let's begin with a simple truth. People grow. The person you're with today is not exactly who they were when you met. That's not a problem. In fact, that's a gift, if you choose to keep rediscovering them. So ask new questions. Dig deeper. Not just, "How was your day?" but "What gave you peace today?" What's something small that made you smile this week? These aren't fancy questions, but they pull out more than surface-level answers. They show that you care about the heart, not just the routine. Try check-in questions once a week, maybe during a quiet meal or right before bed. Ask things like, "What have you been thinking about a lot lately? Is there anything you wish we talked more about? What's something new you've learned about yourself?" You don't need deep talks every night, but a little depth once in a while keeps the fire alive. Now, let's talk about dreaming together. Shared dreams build closeness. Set aside time to ask each other, "Where do you see us in 5 years? If money wasn't an issue, what would we try together? What's one goal we can chase together this year?" These kinds of talks move your relationship forward. They remind you that you're not just partners, you're a team. But it's not just about serious talks. Play matters too. Ask fun, random questions like, "If we had a theme song, what would it be? What was your most awkward moment ever? If we opened a cafe, what would we name it?" Laughter brings people closer. It relaxes the heart. It reminds you that love can be light and joyful. Next, don't underestimate silence. Comfortable silence is a sign of a deep bond. You don't have to fill every space with words. Sitting together in peace, watching a show, going on a walk, or just being, builds connection too. But even in silence, stay emotionally present. A gentle smile or a handheld speaks volumes. Also, learn your partner's love language and use it in how you talk. If their love language is words of affirmation, don't wait for special days to say, "I see what you're doing, and I'm proud of you." If it's quality time, put the phone away and really focus. One powerful practice is revisiting old memories. Talk about your first date, your first disagreement, a trip you loved. Memory brings gratitude. Gratitude brings warmth, and warmth keeps the spark alive. But here's the most important point. Be fully present. Don't just ask good questions. Listen, really listen. Not with your ears only, but with your eyes, your heart, your whole attention. That's how you make someone feel seen. In long-term relationships, people stop asking. They assume they already know their partner. But love grows when we stay curious. So even if you've been together for years, keep asking, what's something you want to do before the year ends? Is there a new way I can love you better? What's been hard for you lately? These questions say, I still choose you. Not out of habit, but out of love. Here's a simple date night idea. Write down 10 questions each on slips of paper. Put them in a jar. On your next date, pull out questions at random. Take turns answering. You'll be surprised at what you learn. Finally, pray together. Not just before meals. Real prayer. Honest prayer. Ask your partner, can we pray for each other tonight? Share what's heavy. Thank God for each other. Pray for your future. When you bring God into your conversations, your bond deepens in ways words can't explain. So if you want to keep the spark alive, don't chase excitement. Chase understanding. Chase growth. Chase moments that feel real. Talk about what matters. Listen when it's hard. Laugh when it's silly. Hold space for change. And keep choosing to know each other, again and again. Because real love doesn't grow old. It grows deeper. That's how you keep it alive.